July 24, 2021. At 4:30 in the morning, after I received the words of the Eternal since 3 in the morning, I fell totally asleep, tired, exhausted. And I dreamed that I saw a mother, whose breasts overflowed with milk. She went to a baby that was in a basket, she took him in her arms, took him to her chest. She struggled for the baby to drink milk, but he refused. And she suffered, because she wanted to breastfeed him, give him her milk, and her breasts oozed milk and expanded from being filled with it, but the baby didn't want. Then, while I was observing this, a voice was heard that said to the woman, "Take out your milk manually, with the implement, and offer it to him." I saw how the woman quickly took a manual pump to take out breast milk, she extracted her milk and was relieved. She offered it to the baby. He refused her again and removed the bottle of milk, to the woman, from his mouth. While I was observing this, another woman came in and she had a can in her hands. I saw that this was powdered milk. She prepared it, this milk was very watery, I was able to notice, and put it in a bottle. She offered it to the baby, who gladly took it and did not put resistance to her. After seeing all this, I was told that this baby is the people who say they are following the teacher's footsteps. And that many, like that baby, reject the natural food that is given to them, which will strengthen them and make them grow in all aspects. Accustomed to adulterated milk, they do not see the real food, and although God struggles with great pain to give the best to each one, he is rejected by many. After this, the scene changed. I saw a house, and I saw the owner of the house. He rented it to a woman with her children. As time passed, the man went to see his house. He knocked on the door and nobody opened it, he knocked again and they didn't open. He shouted, because he heard people in the house, but no one answered. I then saw that he proceeded to knock harder on the door. There a woman opened who was yelling at him with insolence and arrogance and said to him, "How dare you bother? Take your pay and go." To which the owner of the house replied, "I am going to go in and see the house, to see if you have complied with the contract." He entered and saw his house. It was so dirty, with many things that were no longer useful, holes in the walls, that could be seen from one room to another, and a stream of very dirty water ran from the bathroom to the living room. The owner, seeing this, replied, "You have destroyed my house. I gave it to you clean, in excellent condition, and you and your children have destroyed it. Today you will leave it, since I warned you that if you did so, this would be the end of you." I saw that the woman and the children yelled at him and raged, but he didn't change. And the woman was thrown out of it, with her children, by the helpers of that man. Immediately afterwards they repaired it, cleaned it. And already, being fully recovered from that great disaster, it was ready to give it as a home to other people who deserved it and who met the requirements. The scene changed again and I saw a woman walking through a big city with her children. I saw her stop and point to the sky. I looked where she was pointing and there I saw brilliant winged beings moving from one cloud to another. I saw the woman run to see if she could get under that cloud. And to her surprise, when she got close to it, I saw an enormous tower that reached up to those clouds. This tower was of crystal and had several that were in it. The woman got closer and these saw her. And quickly they called her and invited her and her children. These, very kind and cooperative, helped her and her children to enter. She entered a room where, there, a very eloquent man spoke. There, I was indicated to come closer to listen, and I heard that the man who was speaking, spoke of what he did not know, it was speculation, but said as the truth. Then, they told the woman and her children to go to another section of that crystal tower. She went up to the next level and there another man showed them a film that affirmed, according to him, everything that the man on the first level taught them. There the woman finished and continued climbing level until in one of these levels she found others, and there another man taught them and prepared them according to him to meet the angels in the clouds. There, the man repeated the same speculations as the man on the first floor, of the great crystal tower. There I was indicated to speak. But, before, I asked, why now and not at the beginning? But I was answered, the free will. Everyone must decide after having exposed the evidence. Then I opened my mouth, and the words came out of it like torrents of water. The words that came out of my mouth were these: as long as you give ear to wrong and erroneous doctrines, you will not have peace, because you do not draw near to God, but rather you detach from him. And the evil one will enter with presumption, dissension and exclusion from the true path. To this is preceded the rejection of the warning, which happens because the great arrogance that is created by being alive the self. Do not listen, for you will not reach heaven but the lake of fire. And from now on you will suffer torment, peace will flee from you, and torment in the spirit will not let the body rest. And there the sleep will begin to flee from your eyes, because the one who enthrones your mind is the evil one, the destroyer. As I finished saying these words, the woman with her children stood up and took her children from their hand, and she prepared to leave that great crystal tower. But she received violence, and they exhorted her not to leave. They got in her way. And, at the same time as all this happened, the others ran to the last level of that great tower, and upon reaching it, the clouds where the beings of light walked, they turned into their real form of demons. They attacked those who reached the top of the tower and induced them to throw themselves into the void, and like this they did. Oh beloved, this was terrible. The woman continued struggling. Soon, she reached the first floor of that tower, and there the eloquent man threatened to destroy her reputation if she left. But to her it didn't matter. She took her children and, after great violence, she left that place. She, almost fainting by the great violence she received, she fell to the ground and almost stopped breathing. Her children tried to revive her, but they couldn't get it. Soon, a great light appeared, and like a powerful lightning it hit the great crystal tower, and this exploded into thousands of pieces, and all those who were in line to enter it were frightened and ran to save their life. Another light arose from the heavens and came to where the woman was, and wrapped her and revived her, and she was shown the way to leave that place and reach a safe place, she and her children. There, guarded by angels, they remained safe. And, in their place, too, everyone who passed by, in front of them, these warned them of the danger so that they would not fall in disgrace. There, beloved, I woke up meditating on all these things. Oh, beloved brothers, God is always on the lookout for his children, he is always on the lookout for his people. God grant that his people can also be on the lookout of the words of the Eternal, it is my plea and prayer. May the Lord bless us.